Good day, ladies and gentlemen. So, what I got the other day, it was an email from a company called Tessman, and they said they liked what they saw on my channel, and would I review their new instrument here, which is an AC voltage detector, the TN213, and they said they wanted an honest review of it. And I said, well, as long as an honest review is what you want, I will do it. So I'm not getting paid for this, but I do get a neat new toy for free. So I agreed to do it because I love neat new toys and I'm allowed to be myself. And if I hate it, I can say I hate it. But here we go. We'll have a look and see what's inside the package. Okay. Oh, we got some Duracell batteries. You want to leave them in anything too long, but we get a manual and we get the instrument itself. A familiar form factor for these sort of things. Got a nice little belt clip on it. And I believe if it's typical, you put the batteries in there. It's supposed to be IP66 rated. I'm not going to test that. I don't want to dunk it in water or anything like that. But yeah, it does have a rubber seal on it there. Indicates that they've taken some measures to get it waterproof. And the manual is a single sheet. Looks like, yeah, single sheet. Comes in many different languages. It looks like there's English and German. And I recognize that as French. That could be Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, Chinese. These ones I don't know. Okay. And it seems to be got all the information on it. So, okay, I can see there, a little diagram of how I put the batteries in. So let's do that. Going against Dave Jones' thing, so we're going to turn it on before we take it apart. In fact, I'm not going to take it apart because if it's IP66 sealed, it's not going to come apart very pleasantly. So I don't want to destroy it because I think that's what it would take. Okay. Pop the batteries in. And turn it on. Okay, so it takes about a second or so for it to turn on. And it's supposed to have two modes here. So you've got 12 volts to 1000 volts, which it comes on as default. And 70 volts to 1000 volts, which is selectable by pressing this button for a short period of time. And according to this, if I press this for a long time, a flashlight will come on. That's handy, I guess, if you're testing something in the dark. I guess you see what you're testing. Well, works. And auto power off. So apparently if we leave it alone for 5 minutes, it'll power off. I won't bore you waiting around for that. But yeah, so I'm going to test this for all these specifications here. So we'll test to see 12 volt range when it actually comes on, the 70 volt range when it comes on. I can't really check the low battery indication unless I put some old batteries in it, but we'll trust that. Now it has a display here where it has a bar graph, and that bar graph is supposed to kind of give you an indication of the potential within the range that's shown there. And it has a percentage too, which is basically the same thing, but in a percentage format. I don't know how useful that would be. I got to wrap my head around that, but it's nice to have. It's like having a moonroof in a car. You don't need it to get around from A to B, but it's nice to have sometimes. So, yeah, so they're IP66, protected from total dust ingress and protected from high pressure water jets from any direction. So that's pretty nice. Okay, so let me set up some of the things I'm going to need to test with. Okay, one of the tools I'm going to use is this variable transformer, and I got to put it kind of remotely over there, and then I'm going to plug into it a little power bar just to get it away from it, because these create all sorts of fields, and I'm sure they would upset something of this nature, especially if it's supposed to be sensitive. So I'm going to use that. I'm also just going to, just to show you the display on it and stuff, just use this plugged into the AC, because I can put it up vertically and you guys can see then the display on this when I put it in. And I'm going to use a function generator I have here that's capable of putting out AC. It goes up to, it'll go from 0 to 20 volts peak to peak. So I'll use that to test the lower voltage threshold to see how well that works. All right, let me configure all this, and we'll come right back and start testing. Okay, we got this power bar here. It's all set to go. I think it's turned on. Yes, it is. We have this at the 70 volt to 1 kilovolt range, and so that's the line side, and it's supposed to be able to detect the difference between line and neutral. I don't know how it does that, but so it doesn't react to the neutral, and it does react to the line. So we're getting full scale there. You can see that. And 99%. I guess they don't have 3 digits, so they can't show us 100%. Okay. Put it down in the more sensitive mode and see how close it needs to be. So again, it won't detect the neutral side, but it will detect the AC side from a bit of a distance away. So that's pretty good. All right. Let me now hook this up to the variable transformer. Okay, variable transformer is all set up. It's turned on. I have it down at 0 volts. And I have this in the high range here. So I'm just gonna check to see, make sure that it turns on before 70 volts or thereabouts. So we can see what voltage we have here. And start turning it up. So for 10, 20, 30. It's so hard to hold this thing. I'm going to hold it like this. You see, it seems to be getting something out of it around there. So around the 32 volts. That's certainly good. Yeah, around about 30 volts. It starts to go pretty good once you get up around 60. That's the highest I can go there is 140 volts. Let's see how close it'll record that. Okay, that's good. So it is supposed to be inserted into the outlet here. So it's not too sensitive. And it doesn't, like some things, even on the most sensitive mode, like some cheap meters with non-contact voltage detection will go off if you just do this. This one doesn't. So that's nice. It's pretty good so far. Let's check it now on the low voltage. And get rid of all this stuff here. Okay, I've got the lead coming in from the function generator here. And we've got it set to the 12 volt to 1 kilovolt range. Function generator is down around 2 volts right now. Let's bring it up. 4 volts, 6 volts, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 volts. It's right on cue. 11, 12. Bring up to 20. Does the percentage increase? It does. We're getting up around about 7, 8. Okay, that's at 20 volts there. It's solidly on about 7%. Bring it back down again. 13, 12, 11. It's right on. This thing is pretty precise as far as I can tell. Very good. Seems to work very well. So what do I think of it? Well, I think it's all right. I mean, I've used the non-contact voltage detection in some of my multimeters, and like I say, some of them trigger off just moving your hand around, so they're a little bit less reliable than this. It seems to be fairly reliable. It probably a quick way of detecting for positive results to see if something is live or not. As far as determining whether something is not live, like whether it's dead or out, I wouldn't take the word of just one device for that. I would want to go, and like if I checked an outlet and nothing was coming on, I would want to go and check the breaker and or use a multimeter as well. So the best 2 out of 3 would win that. But yeah, as a positive test, these are excellent. They work very well. It's nice and easy to carry around. You don't have to have a big clunky meter with you. You can have just this in your pocket, and then you can tell whether something is alive or dead. For instance, if you had something that's plugged into a power bar and it's not functioning anymore, you can detect whether or not there's voltage there, and it could be the device then that is bad. I think it comes in various colors. When I went onto their website, I think it comes in possibly blue and maybe red color. Yeah, so for I think it's $10 on Amazon right now, $10 US, which would be about $15 Canadian. Nice inexpensive little tool to have on hand, I think. Provides a very nice visual effect. The flashing red light is very visible. So even if you're not being able to see the panel on it, you'd be able to see that that light flicker really good and bright. And it's very, it's got a nice loud audible output as well. But really I say it's good for that positive test, and it's nice to have around for that reason. So thanks to the people at Testament. I really appreciate it. Nice to have a new gadget to play with and to keep as a tool. And I recommend it under the caveat that it's not for an absolute negative test. I think nothing is an absolute tool for a negative test. If you get a negative test, you check again, because your life is just, you only get one of those, and you can always go back, take a little bit of time, and check around for breakers and stuff like that. Take out another meter and check it, and just make sure that your negative test is truly negative before you start sticking your hands into something. But as a positive test, excellent. All right, guys, that's it. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.